my shirt and my mini ears can already tell you what this video is about, then horrible job to you, Disney merchandising. Oh, no. I forgot. Can I restart? Today I will be discussing the little bits of knowledge I learned about Hong Kong Disneyland specifically, and I will be sharing my knowledge to you, because I've realized how, when I was planning for my trip to Hong Kong, how there isn't a lot of videos in YouTube about how to plan your trip to Hong Kong. There were some blogs online, but even that was about shopping. So hopefully this video will help you out with tips and tricks that you should know about Hong Kong Disneyland before you get there. Also, I'm not gonna tell you to subscribe, it's up to you. Anyway, also, this video is a part of a 3-part series of Hong Kong Disneyland in general. So this is the tips and tricks. Another will be about shopping, hauls, and the free stuff you can get in Disneyland. And the last one will be about hotels in Hong Kong. Hong Kong Disneyland hotels, pros and cons. And that should help you decide whether it's worth the money to stay in a Hong Kong Disneyland. But aside from that, we can just start on the tips. That's what you're here for anyway. So if you're a family traveling all the way from the airport to Disneyland Resort, take a cab. We were suggested by this kind man in the airport to take a cab and not the train service, because if you take the train service together as a family, there was 4 of us at that time, the fare would add up to be a lot more expensive than if you took one cab together to Disneyland Resort. And plus it's a lot more convenient, because if you have a lot of bags and baggage and luggages, the cab would be the way to go. So there you go. It's cheaper to take a cab than to take a train service. If you have the budget for it, stay in one of the Hong Kong Disneyland hotels. It's a lot more convenient and easy to get in and out of the parks. Plus, you get a lot of freebies. Although the price, that's what we're all concerned about, the price. So I will be making another separate video on Hong Kong Disneyland hotels and whether they're worth the money or not. It's a lot easier and convenient if you stayed in a Disneyland hotel. Of course it is, but I'm just opening that option to you. This is probably a no-brainer, but go on a weekday. If you want to be even more specific, go on a Wednesday. According to Google, Wednesday is the least crowded day in Hong Kong Disneyland. Plus, when I went on a Wednesday and I realized that we didn't have to wait for any ride more than 5 to 10 minutes. So that's great. I think we ended up waiting for characters longer than rides. So go on a Wednesday. And if you are going for 2 days, go on a Wednesday, then on a Thursday. I know this sounds ridiculous because Hong Kong Disneyland is the smallest Disneyland out there, but if you can, spend 2 days in Disneyland. Especially if it's your first time going to Disneyland, because you'll just be overwhelmed by everything and you won't realize the time passing so fast. So if it is your first time going to Disneyland, spend 2 days. And I'm going to break it down to you. I'm going to break down how you can spend these 2 days. Okay, this is just a suggestion, you don't have to do it, but I think if you are going for 2 days, spend your first day experiencing all the rides and at least half of the shows they have out there. Do not go for any character meetups, even though you just saw someone, like one of your favorite characters. Don't. Wait for the second day. So, talking about the second day, meet all the characters you want to meet and watch all the shows you haven't watched, including the parades. And by then, you would at least have a few more hours to go in order for you to experience the rides that you really liked from the day before and ride them again. So in that way, you can ride the rides that you liked on the first day on the second day again. Because if you went to meet you get me. I'm not going to go on blabbing on, but make sure you check all the timings for the shows that they have in Hong Kong Disneyland. They have it on their website. It's really easy to access. It's just hongkongdisneyland.com, I guess. I'm not sure, but it's in their website. I'm gonna link it down below if it makes it easier for everyone. All the show timings are up there. Check it before you get in the park. Don't wait until you get in the park and then you see, oh, that's a show? I didn't know. It's at 4. Okay, let's go at 4. Don't. Plan which time you're gonna go on each different shows. So let's say I want to watch this show and it's at 3 and there's another show at 11, so on and so forth. Knowing what time the shows that you want to go to start, you can plan what happens in between those times where there isn't a show you want to watch. And also it's good because if you know that the show starts at 11, you'd be able to tell that, okay, I'd have to be there at least 15 to 30 minutes before the show so that I can get a good seat. And well, that, as long as it's not your show yet, you have time to do this and do that, and it's all up in your head. You don't have to depend on, oh, I didn't know that there was this show and it was at this timing, and because of that, you missed the opportunity to watch that show. So make sure you check all the timings online before getting in the park. I'm not too sure about this one anymore, but I think when I went, it was a December. When we went, park opening was at 10 a.m. and you could only meet the princesses. They only come out. The princesses at like the castle, they only come out at around 10:30 a.m. and Grizzly Gulch, a part of Adventureland, only opens at 11 a.m. I'm saying, if you're really the type who's really if you're the type, I burped. I'm saying if you're the type who plans hour by hour strictly, make sure you call or check online Disneyland. There's specific opening hours and what time this and that is. Or if you'd like, you can go to City Hall and just ask away before starting your day. This is such an important point, and I'm not sure a lot of people know this, but I guess if you're a Disneyland park fan, you should already know this. When you come into the park, the first things you see, or the first attractions you see, are I can't talk today. The first things you see are meet and greets for the main 6. I'm talking about Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Goofy, Daisy, and Donald. Do not queue up for those. Don't. Unless you came super early and you're the first one, then good for you. Queue up for those. But if you're not, I suggest go up to the cast member around the area. Ask them when the next timing for the next meet and greet amongst this 6 will be. Make sure you get there 15 to 30 minutes earlier because it gets super duper crowded throughout almost the whole day. It's just always crowded. And then once you've got all the timings set down and all that settled, then proceed to the rest of the park. Do not waste your morning queuing up for the characters. I just think it's not really a wise way to spend your time, but I mean, I do understand it's essential to meet these characters. Also, it's just the queues for these characters are just always crowded. I don't think I ever saw it just I don't think I ever saw it just being short. So do make sure that you really ask the timing and when they are, and be there as early as you can. Yeah. This should be my hotel video, but I'm just gonna give it. This is a Disneyland tip anyway, a general Disneyland tip. If you have the budget for it, you could decide to have breakfast buffet at Hong Kong Disneyland Hotel. I think it's in their Enchanted Garden, where in that place you could meet, I think, Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, and Pluto in the buffet. And one of the greatest things about it is you get to eat happily with your family or who you're with, and Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, and Goofy are just walking around table to table interacting with guests. They're actually making a moment with you. You don't have to queue up for them or no one rushes you because they're there to genuinely have a moment with you. So if you have the budget for it, try to opt for this rather than going to the park and queuing up for such a long time to meet them. But then, of course, I do understand that the buffet is super expensive. But again, if you have the budget for it, go for it. And it skips the queue lines, and plus you're probably really full before you get to Disney, which is always a good start whenever you go to theme parks. So there's always that. Okay. Hello Internet, it's Future Faith. More like editing Faith. And I realized that my camera didn't record all the way from tip 9 to tip 12. So I'm doing this again. I'm so sorry if it's weird, but yeah, I'm doing this again, and I realized I haven't been as much as I would have liked to repoint. But yeah, proceeding. All cast members assisting any meet and greet characters would happily help you take photos and even videos if you told them so. Some, I repeat some, would even go to the extent of allowing 2 devices at once. Just some, because some would be really strictly like just one camera. So yeah. Bring an autograph book or any notebook sturdy enough for characters to sign their autographs on. And bring this, not a lot of people kind of consider this, but bring a pen big enough for mascots to write on, because if you use a really small thin pen, it would be really hard for them. So bring a fat pen. His sister bought this. We never got to use it. I mean, we did, but it didn't have ink, so she refunded it. And yeah, but anyway, bring a notebook sturdy enough and a pen big enough for them to sign on for autographs. And they're free. It's a fun way to get to know about the characters a little more. And also, it's not a well-known practice in Hong Kong, I realized, because only my sister and I were doing it. So do it for free. Don't know if a lot of people know this, but cast members and even janitors or cleaners in the park have free stickers with them. Just kindly ask from them and they would happily give it away. And sometimes they even give it voluntarily. So again, I will be covering other free stuff you can get from Hong Kong Disneyland and how you can get them with the future videos. So yeah. During the Christmas season, you can meet Santa Goofy, who will then give you like a postcard. And you can send them out to anyone in wherever the heck they are in the world, and Disney will send it for free. The cool thing about it is that it's from Disneyland. Like, the address is Disneyland, so it's cool, it's free, and it's like a short, sweet message you can give your family. And it's like a free souvenir in some sort. Also, if you don't ever line up for Goofy, Santa Goofy, because it's crowded, you can come back at a later time in the day, meet any cast member around the City Hall area, and ask for postcards. You can even ask for more than one, and then again right away and send it off. Shows are sometimes in Mandarin. I don't know why I didn't think of this, but they are in Mandarin, at least for that one show I went to, which was Mickey's Wondrous Book. The dialogue was in Chinese Mandarin, I think, but the singing, of course, was live in English, so that was really, but yeah, just take note of that. Back to normal me. I'm not sure if this is because I stayed in the Disneyland hotel, one of the Disneyland hotels, but Wi-Fi was fairly accessible throughout the park, except for some dead spots. So I'm not sure, because I've heard from other people that they didn't have Wi-Fi access in Hong Kong Disneyland, but I did, because I got to text my family here and there across the park through iMessage. So do check that one out. I'm not too sure, but I know that I could access Wi-Fi throughout the park, so there's that. Make full use of the fast passes. In Hong Kong Disneyland, they only have fast passes system in Hong Kong Disneyland, they only have the fast pass system in 2 of their rides, which is the Winnie the Pooh ride and Hyperspace Mountain. If you don't already know how Fast Pass system works, it's basically an express ticket to a certain ride. You go to a ride, have your park ticket scanned, and in turn they'll give you a Fast Pass. The Fast Pass will indicate, I have a Fast Pass, and in turn they'll give you a Fast Pass. The Fast Pass will indicate the certain hour you can go in for the ride, where the line will be much shorter, because within that hour only selected number of people who opted for Fast Passes could go for the ride. I mean, you'd have a separate line that it's much shorter than the normal line. So if you want to save time, opt for the Fast Passes. And if you don't understand my nonsensical explanation of Fast Passes, comment down below and I'll try to make sense of what I just said. Avoid going to the stores at park closing. Just don't do it. Don't do it. It gets super crowded. It's as if all the park guests got stuck in the store and they're just all there, and it even gets really claustrophobic at times. So visit it at random hours of the day. Just don't go at park closing. It's super crowded. Just don't. Especially immediately after fireworks, everyone just goes to the store. So don't do it. And last but not the least, or maybe the least, I'm not sure, but I thought it'd be cool if I told you my favorite rides so you could keep a lookout for them. They are the big grizzly mountain runaway cars, I think, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's the one that goes really fast at Grizzly Gulch, Hyperspace Mountain, and of course Mystic Manor. So I forgot to mention that a lot of the information I'm talking about, if you can find them online, I'll link it down below to make it easier for anyone. So yeah, I hope this video helps you out in any way in planning for your Hong Kong Disneyland trip. And if you have any questions at all, comment down below. I'll try to get to you as fast as I could, and I'll try to answer them with whatever I know, because I've only been there for 2 days. So yeah, if I could help you out, comment down below. And aside from that, thank you so much for watching this, and it would be really nice if you liked this video. If you did like it, if you don't bother liking it, it's fine, but don't dislike it. That's kind of discouraging. But anyway, that's it. I hope to see you soon, and I'll come up with the next few videos I promised. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye.